Testing, testing, is this working? Testing, 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 is this working? Hey y'all, welcome to Beautiful Love Channel on this gorgeous, beautiful day in the beautiful life of a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. I don't know what to say. Anyway, so this is just a real quick disclaimer that I did put some brand new shoulder pads in my jacket before we start this video. I'm so mother effing aesthetic. Leo Moon up in I'm just all about aesthetics. I tried to put some shoulder pads into my bomber jacket. Went horribly wrong. I look like Tales of the Crypt Keeper. I look like Yzma off The Emperor's New Groove, that damn Disney movie with the anorexic bad guy Yzma. That's how I look. Like, I look like a bony ass. So don't judge me with my bomber jacket. I put the shoulder pads in the wrong way, so it looks like I'm hella anorexic and skinny. I ain't. I'm 5'10". I'm a fit. Okay, so just disclaimer, I'm really insecure about my bomber jacket. Anyways, let's move forward. Everybody, grab your tea, grab your coffee, grab your dildo. I don't know what the f you need to watch this channel. Do what you gotta do and let's get into it, okay? Let's get into it. Hey, my beautiful baby. Hi, how's it going? Okay, this video is dedicated to my godchild, my only godchild in the whole entire world, Kelvinator. Okay, so this is for you, baby. I love you. I know you're out there trying really hard, and I know life gets hard, Tupac. If y'all don't know that song, you gotta listen to Life Goes On by Tupac. It's very empowering, especially coming from a marginalized background, you know what I mean? So the most hunted in all of Canada, the most hunted in all the United States of America, check the stats. Indigenous women are the #1 most populated to go missing and murdered statistically in the United States of America, check the stats. Also in Canada, check the stats. So when my nephew, who just turned 18, I do not have children, you know, I'm comfortable if, you know, my journey leads me to not. I'm at peace either or, like if I do have babies or if I don't, either way I'm at peace. So this is definitely just a video to enlighten my babies out there, just anybody in the whole entire world, to just kind of give the history on why are we here? Who are you? Power of you enlightens you, okay? So first and foremost, if no one's told you today, I love you. I love you so much, and I'm gonna be playing with my hair a lot because I worked so hard on it today and always, and it's just, yeah, I should have worn my other piece, but it's all good in the hood. My hands, if you already do not know, those who follow just kind of the criteria when I do message, I did find out from a medicine man this past week that I do have a very, we develop different allergies at different stages of our lives, especially each level of your Dragon Ball Z level. I always call enlightenment and each spiritual awakening, Phoenix Rising, a Dragon Ball Z thing, because you're like, kami, kami, ha, ha, ha. And each level and each frequency stage. So I develop new skin on my hands every other day because it's shedding like crazy. You should see my legs and my arms. My bed is like, I'm going to the laundromat again to wash all my stuff again. But so I did develop an allergy to fake yeast, which is pretty much 100% of all the noodles, which sucks because I love noodles. I love mama noodles and no-name noodles. So, which is noodles, bread, pastries, cake, cookies. So like I have to stay away from all that stuff now. So I'm actually going to go shopping and go grab some whole wheat dishes for myself for this home cooked season. Okay. So yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. But yeah, okay. So let's get into the history here, and this is my own knowledge, and this is knowledge that I have downloaded and collected along the way, okay? So this is just definitely, why are you here? Like, what is the origination of this life? Why am I here? Especially talking to my baby nephew last night and just listening to like, auntie, like a lot of times this journey gets tough, and he's 18 years old. And I'm like, baby, I was 17, 18, wanting to die, wanting to kill myself. I was on the phone calling my dad, saying, you know, I had just got jumped. I got jumped like 4 times in my life. You know what I mean? Like, so thank God for my spiritual gift though, because this other time I was going to get jumped and I was walking into a snake's lair with these 4 women. They were waiting for me already. But my spiritual gift, my ancestors did give me the heads up, like, bitch, watch out, because you're going to be walking into a door with women that are and I heard the conversation, and my ancestors gave me the vision of these women outside of this door. I was at a house party and I was like young. I think I was like, this was 10 years ago. I ain't telling you my age. Oh man, now I have to. But I was like 23 years old, okay? And my ancestors came to me and they showed me they gave me the heads up, like, look, this is the conversation they're having outside right now. And it was these women saying, yeah, let's jump her, that tall girl, the one that's wearing the heels, let's jump her. And for no reason, you know what I mean? It was just like, let's jump her. Obviously, it's jealousy. So yeah, I write about this on my website, so please make sure to check out my website, cherishlbear.com. If you do want to book a session, a one-on-one, I do have bookings, so don't hesitate to holler at me. So Lakota First Nation, Red Cloud. That is my Chapanis. Chapanis in my language means great grand. I speak Cree, not awesome, but I can survive in my village. I grew up in a Cree household. Both of my parents speak Cree. All my uncles and aunties speak Cree. My brothers and sisters, who are my aunties and uncles, all speak Cree. So we're all Cree. I'm pretty good. I can speak fluently. Pretty great. And so Lakota First Nations, Chapanis, my mother was the last surviving in her village, because we were going down to South Dakota from Saskatchewan to a ceremony. So we do our sun dances and everything, our ceremonies, ghost dances, horse dances, etc. We all do it in South Dakota with different tribes. That's just the way it is. Even like today, lots of Musqueam, Cree First Nations will go down to the Blackfoot Territory. Blackfoot Territory is the hugest reservation in all of Canada with the biggest landmass. And we will go there to go do our shaking tent ceremonies. It's funny that the sirens I'm through, because traditionally we don't get along. Traditionally, Nihiawiwak and Blackfoots have it out for each other. You know what I mean? Just kidding. No, but yeah, so anyways, so still to this day it's the same way. So hi Red Cloud, one of my guides that really helps me throughout the whole entire world. And I just cry so much, because so many times in my life I should have died. I got in really lots of rollovers, lots of car accidents. I've been I've been through a lot, and everything happens for a reason. I did grow up in a violent household. Violence was just the way of life. So I grew up thinking violence was the way of life. So yeah, a lot of journeys and a lot of things that I've definitely lived through, and I'm really happy to have went through the violence and the abuse that I went through as a child and as a younger troubled youth, because it set me up to be able to do the work and create the empathy that I do today. Okay, so Lakota Red Cloud is one of my guides that guides me, and I just cry all the time from happiness and love, even right now talking about Red Cloud, because he's such a beautiful, unconditional, one of the most unconditional loving people that I've ever spirit souls that I've ever channeled in my whole entire life, because it's just like almost like a Mother Mary love. Like, it's just this unconditional pure love, and it's just peace, not a bone of violence, and just speaks facts, like blunt. You know what I mean? And that is unconditionally loving, the way my people traditionally are, especially me. All my family, we don't beat around the bush. Why? Because our first language ain't English. Like, why beat around the bush? Like, just say the truth. If you love someone, you will always speak the truth. And you can say it in a diplomatic way. You don't have to be a dick about it. So this is a lot of discrepancies when I did come out into the world, and I did travel the world. And I'm going to travel, actually. I'm planning to live in Brazil again for another 6 months to a year. So, holla at me! So I am going to join some MMA gyms there and go surfing all the time, as well as a lot of spiritual work. And it's crazy, because last time I was in Brazil, I was so excited to go check out John of God, and that was around the time that he had got busted for child trafficking, human trafficking. So always remember wolves in sheep's skin, y'all, because it's a true thing, especially on this earth realm. The more that we evolve, like our souls, each frequency, each step to this level is another journey. It's like Mario world. Each level is another, oh, let's do this level. Oh, let's do this level. And your spirit guides, your ancestors are like, baby, do the right thing. So you're always like, Jesus, take the wheel. You know what I mean? So always just be, have your little medicine bag with you. Have a medicine bag with you. Like, for example, scientists just found this old man in the mountains. This was a couple decades ago and it's recorded. And he was almost 300 years old. He was an indigenous Dakota guy. And he was in the caves of, if you all don't know, Arizona, and in the desert, there's a lot of traditional caves that a lot of my people stay in the Grand Canyon. And he was found in one of those caves, and he was close to 300 years old. Of course, they don't document this because why? Because the biggest, most huge legal drug dealers in this whole entire world is big pharma, so they don't want you to know these kind of secrets. They will give you the disease and sell you the cure. This is how they make money. They're the biggest drug dealers and crooks in the whole entire world, okay? Don't give your kids medicine if they don't need it. So understand, what did they find in his medicine pouch? They found rocks. Rocks to my people are called the grandfathers because they know more than we do. Everything is alive in this earth. Yo, I just got into a fight with this guy on my vegan page because I do eat a lot of vegan food because I want to stay young forever. I'm still a earthbound soul and I'm still vain. Come on, I got Lilith in Leo. I still give a F about aesthetics. I was a Virgo in my past life. Of course, I really care about aesthetics, so I'm going to do anything in my power to look as young as forever as possible. You know what I mean? We are given this body. It's a tool for us to carry out our life mission. This world is like the Sims. You're a Sim, I'm a Sim. This is the Matrix. This is just a drop in the bucket of eternity. This is not our real home. So you're a Sim essentially. This is the way I like to look at it. And your body is the tool that you have given and agreed on with God before coming here, okay? And I just seen 11:11. So to take note of this is a huge message. We don't get out alive. So don't ever be afraid. The number one biggest thing that spirits and ancestors and your grandmother, your mother, your dad on the other side always come back and always say is the regrets, the coulda, woulda, shoulda. Oh, I should have been more braver. I should have went after my dreams. I wish I would have knew that there was 20 ancestors waiting to aid me in following my dreams and not caring what people think about me. So this is a huge message that a lot of spirits always come through and they have so much regrets. You know what I mean? About following what lights their heart up and makes them passionate, no matter how weird it looks to the world. You know what I mean? This is also another thing I was telling my baby nephew last night. Like, it's okay to be a weirdo. It's okay to be an outcast. I was born an outcast. I was born a weirdo since I was little. I never fit in. I was always like a black sheep all the time. I just never ever fit in. And it's very, it hurts sometimes because you're in that isolation. But if you have somebody, at least one person in the world that understands and that you can talk to, that's what counts. Okay, so make sure you always have one person that you can talk to in this whole entire world that you feel comfortable with, okay? Because it only takes one person, okay? And you know, I'll give an example. Mine was my father, and I've had many lives with my father in this lifetime. And I even remember being like 9 years old and he took me to a Much Music dance, you know, with all the mist and all that kind of stuff, the Much Music dance. And, you know, I was never good looking till I was like 14. I was a little boy, like I was bald. I had my initials in the back of my head till I was like 14. I was a boy. I was raised, my dad didn't have no girls. He didn't know how to, like, he had sons. And then I was like the boy. He was a single father. He didn't know what to do with me. So I was at this dance and nobody would dance with me, and my dad came and supervised, and I was sitting and I went and asked like even my cousin, hey, do you want to dance with me? You know what I mean? Because I was just like, felt like such a loser. And he's like, no, I'm not dancing. You know how asshole cousins are? And I was like, okay. Because everybody had like someone to dance with and like nobody would dance with me. And it was like a slow song. And then all of a sudden my dad comes out of nowhere, and he must have seen me asking like people like, do you want to dance with me? And I kept getting the cut, so I went back and sat down. He must have seen me getting rejected, and he came in like, baby, come. And he came dance with me to that two-stepping song. I forget what song it was. It was hella country, because I've been singing country since I was like out of the womb. Like, if y'all don't know, for those who don't know, I've been singing in country bars and everything since I was a little girl. You know, I witnessed people in bars having heart attacks, and I've witnessed people like, this was back in the day when people could smoke, you know what I mean? I sang in every rough bar, like back in my province, where it smells like, you know, feces and like puke and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, so it was pretty crazy, but that was my main person who I told, even when I was a teenager, wanting to commit suicide and stuff like that. That is like, Jason or Jeff just left. That is the person who I always felt comfortable to be like, Dad, I want to die. I want to kill myself. You know what I mean? After getting jumped, after getting snaked on, going through my first breakup. He was always there through everything, and you know, and I would always be like, I want to die, I want to commit suicide and all this kind of stuff. And he's like, baby, it's gonna, something along the lines like, baby, it's gonna be okay. You're gonna make it through this. I love you. You're gonna be okay. Okay? It's okay to feel the way you feel. I promise you're gonna be okay. So even just having a safe person where you can say the word suicide without them calling the effing you know, this is really, excuse my French, this gets me angry. Why do people go and call the psych ward when a child says they want to commit suicide in this day and age? That doesn't make sense. Give me one person that didn't feel like wanting to commit suicide this last 3 years. We were all products of our environment. That was an onslaught of COVID and the genocidal acts and the genocidal laws that the government instilled upon our children. Look, I was locked up 2 months. I work in corrections. Locked up for 2 whole entire months, these children in youth prisons, and they had to slip under a meal a day. That is disgusting. That is abuse to the extreme. There are lawsuits going right now for federal and correctional prisons that are actually, folks are starting to get money because of the 2 months of isolation. No human should ever go through with that kind of stuff. Jesus was in the desert for 30 days, 28 days. Are you kidding me? 2 months? So yes, anyways. Red Cloud, back to Red Cloud. So thank you, God, for my ancestor Red Cloud, who does follow me, who I do love with my whole entire heart. And thank you so much for all of the messages that you do instill in me and protect me always and forever. So the great ceremonies that we've been having forever, and this is just common sense Indigenous person 101, is lizard people. I grew up with lizard people, mushmuntu, learning about this kind of stuff in our ceremonies, right? So it's kind of just common knowledge to me, but I'm going to share it with you. And these are legends that have always, not legends, it's just like common knowledge teachings. You know, when you're just a little kid and you go into stuff and you just don't pay attention because you don't give a shit, because you just want to go and play with your friends or whatever. So this is the knowledge that I'm giving you that has been passed on from thousands and thousands of generations with the star people, okay? My people believe in the star people 100%. It's not crazy. You ain't crazy. This was just common sense. They're star people. They're star people, just like two-spirited. Gay marriages on this continent, North America, have been going on since the beginning of time. It was not evil. It was not evil. The devil was not gay marriage. That was a Catholic thing. That was a genocidal Catholic thing, which I don't know why, because priests were raping little boys since time immemorial. So why y'all trying to act like you ain't gay? You know what I mean? So, anyways, yeah, so in the Red Cloud ceremonies in Lakota, all the elders always say, we have a treaty with those that dwell under the ground, the lizard people. Okay, my people call them lizards. Tell me if my boogers come out. No one ever tells me that. Yeah, so they always said, we have a contract with the lizard people, and the lizard people are under the ground. They used to dwell on this earth. They used to dwell on Mother Earth, Mother Gaia. She is a breathing, alive entity, okay? It's just facts. It's just common knowledge. She's a breathing, and we, as humans, the humanoids that we are, because we are an aspect of star people, we are star ingrained. All of us have specific extraterrestrial DNA, and it's in high amounts. We definitely are all unique, 100%. Each and every single soul and spirit walking this earth has a purpose, 100%. Each and every single soul and spirit walking this earth has a purpose. And we are all unique. You are special. No matter if you're like, oh, I ain't special. Yeah, you are special. So the stories that did get passed on about the people that are under the earth, the lizards and stuff, is we made a treaty, a contractual agreement, because they got crazy. They got crazy back in the day. To the point where they were being very, very hostile and genocidal towards the human race that were just produced. And we had just been produced, okay? We were primitive. We were very Neanderthalish. And Annanukians came to this earth to mine gold. Okay, the Annanukians. They thought they were really razzly-dazzly though. They thought they were smooth. They were like, ooh, we're gonna come and manipulate. They're from the 9th planet. There's a 9th planet. And they thought they were so smooth. They came here and they were like, oh, we're gonna razzle-dazzle and manipulate the DNA of these humans. The primitive folks, actually, we look kind of monkeyish or whatever. And oh my gosh, my nickname was Monkey when I was little, or Ape, because I look like a monkey and an ape. But anyways, so they came here and they were like, oh, you know, these little primitive monkeys running around and stuff like that. How about let's get them to do our work, mining all this gold? Because our planet is so deficient of gold now. We're all dying. We need it to breathe. You know what I mean? Let's just get these little guys. Like, let's make them into more of a hybrid, so they're like a little stronger. So they can carry out our work. Because who likes to work? Nobody likes to work. You know what I mean? So they thought they were smooth. They thought they were really razzly-dazzly. You were probably Annanukian also in your past life, so make sure to do past life regression. Holler at me. I got the best past life regression people. But yeah, you know who else was an Annanukian? Was Trump. He was one of the leaders of the Annanukis. He messed up back in the day because he thought he was doing so amazing. He thought he was doing good for the will of mankind back then. But he actually led them astray by accident. So Trump is a light worker. I had to do a lot of forgiving on his ass because he was trying to make this wall for my people to go back and forth and stuff like that. It was to keep us out of our own country. Like, that's hella racist. But for the most part, 70% of his actions are actually really great. So yeah, just let that just kind of like gravy in your sauce, okay? Start thinking about this kind of stuff. I can make a whole video on that, all right? But anyway, so these Annanukis came here and they were just like, hey, well, let's get these little primitive people, let's link them with our DNA so they're more awesome and they're actually a little taller, because Annanukians were 25 feet tall, 26 feet tall from what I've seen. And us primitives, the old school ones, you can literally just Google primitive human beings. I think we're like 5 foot. You know what I mean? So they mixed us with the DNA and we became humans. Humans, sapiens sapiens. And we were actually made in the traditional Sumerian Iraq. So Iraq is this origination of us. Okay? Because that's where they touched down. All Mesoamerica, China pyramids, Indonesia, the Philippine pyramids, the Chinese pyramids, the Egyptian pyramids, Mexico pyramids, the pyramids and the mounds in the USA, in the southern USA, are all in the middle by the equator, okay? Because everything else was ice, baby. So they went and did that. So they mixed us with their DNA. So we were actually taller, you know what I mean? And we were able to do what we had to do to provide them with gold, because they also brainwashed like, oh yeah, we're your gods. You know what I mean? So they were really milking it, juicing it, overdoing it, you know what I mean? Really overdoing it with like trying to make us worship them, which we eventually did, you know what I mean? And they were wrong. They were dirty. They were messy about that. You don't do that. You don't act like God. Like, what the heck? So they definitely received their karma for that. Anyways, they came here, they thought they were so awesome. They were just like, oh yeah, we're going to like, look at us. We're so amazing. Look at the science behind making these kids in a petri dish, humans with us. Look how amazing we are, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? They thought they were awesome. Little did they know that they were actually part of the project, okay? It was prophesized billions of years ago from an extraterrestrial race before us of this time, this age of awakening, right now on this earth. So it's so funny because a lot of my clients that I speak to are always like, well, I wish I was a Palladian, or oh, I wish I was like Octurian, or oh, I wish I was like one of those little cute, like advanced little ones that look like cricket. You know what I mean? I wish I came back as that. No, you probably were. And all of them want to be us. All of these extraterrestrials wish that they had balls to be like us. Sorry to be mean, you know what I mean? Or else they're so advanced that they don't even want to bother because they've already did their work. But they, honestly, you guys, everybody right now, the strongest gangsters of this whole entire galaxy universe are here right now. That's you, me, everybody else. You know what I mean? So this is the time, and we are planting seeds. And no matter how crazy you might seem to other people, just keep speaking, planting seeds, planting seeds. Here, Karen. Here, Linda, here's some seeds. Boom, boom, boom. I do it all the time, and I don't apologize. What are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it? You know what I mean? So yeah, so they came here, and they definitely did what they had to do, made the humanoids. They took straight up advantage. The people from under the ground, which are the lizard people, were actually our slave riders. So we were slaves. The lizard people, you just look it up. Like, there's so much evidence of lizards, aka reptilian people, that have been living on this planet longer than pretty much anybody else. They are a humanoid of dinosaurs. So they were here since the dinosaur nations, and they look like it. And I just got psychically attacked by them, two of them, like maybe 2 days ago. But they can't scare me. Like, I know my ancestors are gangsters. Some of these mother effers out here, though, you can tell their ancestors were pussies, because it's like, bruh, you know what I mean? Anyways, so they were our slave riders, so there would be like 25 of us grabbing something, making a pyramid, helping out with the anti-gravity rods, because it was made from anti-gravity rods. Even in this day and age, no one can make a pyramid block. It's like 20 tons. That's like 10 semis. Are you kidding me? There's no technology to do that. It was anti-gravity rods from extraterrestrials that were making it, with a little bit razzle-dazzle from some humanoids, us, you know what I mean? Like, obviously we probably pushed it and stuff like that, but we were slaves to that. Egypt was originally a reservation, I want to say, of Atlantis. It was like a colony. Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. Egypt, before it was even called Egypt, you guys, was a colony of Atlantis. So the Atlanteans went there, and that is when they made a colony. Like, they wanted, it was like a school. It was like one of the energy portals. It was like one of the dots of teachings for the next generations. The Nile River is also sacred, you guys, because along the Nile River, I don't know if you know this, but everyone's always like, oh, I want to go to Egypt, la la la. But the thing is, the Nile River is even more... Oh my gosh, my camera just ran out of... real funny laugh, real full of shit laugh. It just ran out of... I want to say minutes, but there's no such thing as minutes. Anyways, this is my favorite cup. I forget what I was talking about. I think I was talking about... the Annanuki, and how they thought they were so smooth with it. So millions of years ago, we were a prophesized from this cute little elder alien. She's probably like Grandmother Willow vibes, you know what I mean? She was talking amongst the amongst the Galactic Federation, and she was telling them there is going to be a planet called the Sunflower Planet, the Sun Planet, and these people, this race on that little planet called the Sun Planet, is going to change the whole entire universe vibration of forever, like eternity. This planet is significant for all nations in the universe, including the 150 different astral realms and little baby universes, everything. Like, this is a pinnacle planet at this time. And the Mayan calendar, 2812, December 1221, no, that was just actually predicting one cycle, it's done. In the other side, the spirit world, we do not go by, 12 months, 12 years, blah, 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 blah. Even Atlantean New Year's was August 4th, you know what I mean? We went by the cycles of the earth. So Mother Earth is our mother. We're just thoughts manifested from her. Like, she's the most advanced spirits in this whole entire universe, galactic place that we call home, is the spirits that are shaped like spheres. So that's Jupiter, Uranus, the sun, the moon, Earth. Those are living, beautiful spirit. That's a beautiful, big spirit. So we're just thoughts of her. Like, she manifested us. That is why you pay so much respect to the earth. Like, don't genocide and rape. What are you doing? That is so mean. Would you do that to yourself? Would you do that to your kids? You know what I mean? It just doesn't make sense. It just hurts. Even when I see people pollute or not recycle, I'm like, it hurts. Recycle. I'm a psycho about it. And it is because it is my land. This land is not owned. It's impossible to own motherland. But I am Indigenous. I'm North American. I'm American and Canadian. Original gangster, OG of North America, what up? So it's just like, it does frustrate me because we treated this land with so much love and lived amongst each other so beautiful, and we never raped it and genocided it. And then it's crazy how in like 400 years it's just raped and genocided. What are you doing? What the are you doing? So anyways, so we were a prophecy, and the Annanuki were part of that prophecy. Little did they know that they were just a pawn. They thought they were just so smart. They thought they were so razzly dazzly about it, but they were part of the plan also. And yeah, and then they kind of, like I said, they got carried away. They were overdoing it, acting too deadly, like that mother effing king off The Emperor's New Groove. Remember how he overdoes it? That is how they got like the Emperor's New Groove, like that king, like really overdoing it. Which also, I told y'all I'm gonna go live in Brazil for like 8 or 9 months or whatever. You know, it's not, it's been 6 months to a year. I say this, but I get bored and then I miss the home, Canada. So we'll see what's up. I was thinking of stopping in Peru too to go tell my old boss, suck it. You said you were treating me like suck it. Ooh wee. Kiss my butt. Kiss my butt. She was a pain in the ass, but yo, stood in my power. I stood in my power. Anyway, so they were part of the whole entire project, which is us. You know what I mean? So, so they eventually got too crazy, too power hungry. The Galactic Federation, who consists of Piladeons, Arcturians, Syrians from the Sirius Star Nation, which have been visiting my people on North American continent, South American continent since time immemorial. And I can't stand when people are like, oh, we're from the land bridge. Some of us, the southern ones, the Inuit obviously are. Look at them. There was a land bridge for a quick minute, maybe 1,000 years. We are Pacific Nations, First Nations. Us, we came from boats. We've been trading with our brothers across the Pacific Ocean for thousands and thousands of years. If you look at all of our ancient artifacts, it's the same thing as the Pacific Nations. That's why we all look different. Same with the Africans. They were coming here and boating. We were trading with them. North America and South America are mixed. We're mixed with our Pacific coast, now called French Polynesia, Australians, mixed with, if you look at Australian Indigenous, we look like them. South Americans, we traded with Africa. It's just the only difference was we weren't going and conquering and genociding and disrespecting other nations. We had peaceful trade routes with boats. Facts, 100%, okay? So I can't stand, we all didn't, think about it. We all didn't come from a mother effing land. Are you kidding me, bruh? Anyways. So, yeah, they kind of became really super crazy, power hungry, the Annanukians. So the Galactic Federation consisted of Sirius. Like I said, from all of the pyramids are constructed on the Orion's belt. They're all shaped like the Orion's belt because that's the best way we can power and energize and channel from those star systems, because we did used to travel through those portals of every single pyramid. That is the best way. Same with the Bermuda Triangle. Pyramids were our vehicles back in the day. That is how we beam me up, Scotty. Beam me up, Scotty. That is how we went to different universes and planets at the blink of an eye, was through the pyramids. Also, the Bermuda Triangle is actually a huge portal also. That's why people go missing all the time, because they should have closed that shaft, you know, but it kind of went under the water so fast they didn't close some pyramids. So they're still alive, and once in a while, the Bermuda Triangle, those pyramids underneath the Bermuda Triangle, because it's like Atlantis, it'll glitch, the technology will glitch, and then all of a sudden a whole boat will go missing, a whole plane will go missing, and they don't go like to another planet and live. Usually a creator just comes and scoops them up and takes them to heaven, like unpainlessly. So that's pretty cool. That's dope, because that's a lot how other, like the Syrian race, the Arcturians, the Piladeons, they don't pass away painful like us on Earth, like slow and dragged out. I always tell my family, yo, don't ever put me on a life support machine, just let me go. Hopefully I go in my sleep though, or hopefully I go like fighting for my people, you know what I mean? like get shocked right away or something. But like I like other races across this galaxy, other extraterrestrial races, they don't die painfully like us here. They just, it's just like literally they just walk. Like there's this little, act like there's a little door, you know what I mean, of cloth. They just literally just walk, like just step through, and then, oh, we're on the other side. That's it. Like it's not painful and dragged out like us here. I always tell my family, you don't put me on a life support machine, just let me go be with go home. I've been home, I didn't want to leave. I only went back to the other side once, 100%, and I've seen the tree of life. The tree of life exists, y'all. If you don't know what the tree of life is, that's exactly what they showed me, and it was just white light. The feeling was ecstasy. Take me to ecstasy without taking ecstasy. I've never experienced that kind of feeling of great love and peace and happiness all together, all at once in my whole entire life. It's unexplainable. They only took me there once, and I don't blame them for only taking me there once, because I didn't want to leave. Like I loved my dad, I loved my brothers and sisters, I loved everybody, but I just did not want to, I did not want to leave here. I mean, there. I did not want to leave. So no wonder why they don't show us there all the time, because I was high after that. I couldn't shake that feeling of love and happiness and home and fulfillment within myself for 5 days. That lasted with me. When I had that visit to heaven, the other side, no wonder why souls are so happy, and they're like, oh, when they come talk to us after they pass away, they're like, I can't explain it. It's just so beautiful. I'm so happy. It's honestly, they're not laughing. No cap. They ain't capping. It's honestly true. Like I couldn't shake that love heaven feeling off for 5 days, and I was like, ugh, why do I have to be here on this planet bullshit in the universe of planet BS? You know what I mean? You know how when a baby's a newborn, and you could be the best mother in the whole entire world, like Jackie Kennedy was to her son, the little Kennedy boy, and like how like a mother's love to the womb, to the baby, you can be the best mother in the world with the treating your baby. You guys can have an unconditional love, like a twin flame love. And yeah, you can be twin flames with a parent or a sibling. It doesn't have to just be a lover, okay? You got to understand this. So that kind of love, that unconditional, it's not even that kind of high love frequency is not even compared to when you're home on the other side. Like that, that's the best way I can say it, okay? So anyway, so they showed me that when I was younger, that vision, they showed me that, and yeah. So the Galactic Federation, Sirius, all the Sirius folks, my First Nations people, we were taught never to look into the eyes of people unless it's an intimate thing, you know what I mean? Because the eyes are the gateway to the soul. My First Nations people, it's a tradition, we don't do that, because like, when we're talking with folks and stuff, we kind of like respect them enough to like look away, and I still have this habit, so sometimes I'm just like talking and I'll look away and stuff like that, because when you look in someone's soul, into their eyes, it's such an intimate, it's so intimate. It's like, so back in the day with the star people, the ceremonies, because they've been visiting the continents forever, they actually, obviously, they helped us make all the pyramids, duh. The Greys were specifically Mesoamerica, so the Mexican population. There's like 500 tribes down there, so I'm not even gonna try act like I know all of them. But the Incas, the Aztecs, which are the two most stereotypical ones that everybody knows, definitely did ceremony with Greys, the Grey population. That's the First Nations of the extraterrestrials that live up there, are the Greys, okay? And we have all kinds of Greys. We have some little beings, we have some 9-foot beings, so they have like big eyes. They kind of look like Sirius beings, because Sirius beings look like, I don't know if you guys ever watch kind of the cone heads, but kind of like that, but not really, because they're, I guess they have different shapes. Some of the Sirius races have like cone shaped, and then the other ones have like an egg shape. But long story short, we do ceremonies with them a long time ago with star people, and you don't look into their eyes. That was the rule, like, and we do all of our ceremonies, even to this day, Indigenous people, half in water. We all do our sacred ceremonies in water. Just like the Atlanteans did, because that's the way the Atlanteans heal, is half in water, immersed in water. The technology they have today that they're also keeping from us is also immersed in water. Amazonian, Indigenous, First Nations, North America, South America ceremonies, 10 ceremonies we do in water. Muntu Lake, close by Saskatoon, where I grew up, is a sacred shaking tent lake that is very sacred with high frequency. It's called Muntu, which means God Lake, and that is where we did a lot of our shaking tent ceremonies. Lac Saint Anne, same thing. A lot of our shaking tent ceremonies, which is engulfed in water, is where we do it. That's where spirits and everything come through. My ceremonies are very, very sacred to me, so please do not go try look for to jump on the bandwagon. Please keep my ceremony sacred. I don't like when the main population capitalizes and exploits my Indigenous teachings, which I noticed have been really to a fault, and it hurts. And it's despicable because a lot of people are really, it's like catfishing, it's like blackface, it's like Latina fishing. They're starting, all these folks are starting to come out of the woodwork with 5% Indigenous genetics, doing these ceremonies and hurting people, claiming, oh, well, I'm Indigenous. No, you never grew up with the teachings. You don't know what you're doing. You haven't even been sworn in to conduct this kind of knowledge. What are you doing? This is sacred. And so then they make a bad name for my people, the rest of us that actually have been doing this since forever. We were outlawed to do ceremonies till 1980 something. Like, that's not even long ago. My grandpas were medicine men. My grandpa had to go to Whitefish down the road, and he had to go do ceremonies because we weren't allowed to do any of our sun dances and ceremonies. We had to do our ceremonies underground. My dad had to do house ceremonies. We had to do secret house ceremonies all the time. Healing ceremonies, getting demons out of people, because demons do leech onto people. That's why the greatest thing to keep demons off your vessel is with self-love. Self-love is the highest frequency because you honor the God within, because you are God in the flesh. And that is the best. Self-love is the unconditional love. Source love keeps every single old dusty, rusty, musty, crusty demon, that they look like slugs. A lot of them look like slugs. Others look like lizards. Other look like ghoulish looking 1980s slimy. I see them and they're stuck on people, and that's their fault. A lot of people are like, you need to have compassion because, nah, it's every person's individually soul's job to keep their vessel clean, to do the spiritual work, to make sure that they don't have any barnacles. That's what they are, barnacles on them. I ain't gonna apologize. I ain't. And that's what I have to work on in this lifetime. That's my square. My square is my anger issues from all my lives, because I've fought front line. I've been fighting for so many damn lifetimes as a warrior. My job for most of my damn job description, check my resume, was defending and leading in times of war. 100%. So what I have to do in this lifetime, which I go to, I go to my Reiki sessions, and it's like layers to this stuff, like Dragon Ball Z or a Pokemon. You know what I mean? There's honestly, there's layers to this stuff. Phoenix Rising. Especially in this lifetime that you chose, you're gonna have to be advanced times 10. So you're gonna go through a dark night of the soul like every couple months. But you signed up for it, and you ain't alone. I'm with you all the way. I'm holding your hand. So yeah, yeah, that's what's up. That's what happened. And I just lost my train of thought because I just noticed like a little cute orb over there. But yeah, so yeah, oh yeah, my square. So my big huge thing that I have to my Achilles heel that I have to heal in this time is my anger management and learning to walk away. Don't respond, walk away. Walk away. Don't walk away, boy. But I gotta walk away. You know what I mean? Don't poke the bear. It's funny because my last name's Love Bear. I'm a bear. But anyways, so yeah, my grandpa is both medicine men, and that's not even far. That's my dad's dad. Like literally, people act like it was 100. Nah, bruh. It literally just happened. Like literally. They had to go do ceremonies down the road, which I'm proud of. I'm proud to be 100% OG Native American. There's still, in Canada, there's laws where 12 of us can't congregate together. There's laws that are still very active against us. There's 12 of us we can't because of the pipelines and the oil and saving the water and saving the forest. There's laws in Canada where 12 of us can't congregate at one time because we'll get a $25,000 fine each and 6 months of jail time. So if you see a Native running, don't try to rat us out or anything. It's literally because we have to, because we're not allowed 12 of us to congregate. Like, these are racist, prejudice laws that are still existing today, and people think, oh yeah, it's back in the day. Nah, it's still, I'm not allowed to hang out with 12 people at the same time, and my own people. You know what I mean? That's fucked. Excuse my French. So yeah, so definitely the old legends of Red Cloud from Lakota, Dakota, up in North America, the ceremonies is there used to be a people in this land called lizard people, okay? So they were called, now folks are starting to take them by reptilians, but we just call them lizards, you know what I mean? And we have legends of them, and growing up, and I never knew like why to fear so when little lizards would show up and stuff, we'd be like, or I'd try to grab them and like throw them at my friends. Because it was like, I'm just a dick. And like, so we have legends that lizard people are demonic and they're nefarious. They're nefarious and they ain't good for you. So whenever we see them, it's the legends of the bad guy pretty much. Mushmuntu also. So it was kind of like the legends that were brought up in ceremonies is long time ago. There was a race that existed here on the earth, and they started to being nefarious and mean to humans. And that is where the creation of us came in. They were jealous because we were more advanced. In like 2 decades. Imagine this. You go from these little primitive animals, pretty much is what they looked at us, because the lizard race that was originally, this is their planet Earth, was more advanced than us. But all of a sudden, we just got this big boost from these people from the 9th planet, the Annanukians, who came and mixed our DNA with them, and all of a sudden, we're way advanced than them. So they got hella jealous and mad, big jealous, and they started to mean on us, be mean to us, kill us for no reason. Like, they were just like brutal slave drivers, slave owners. Like, they were really mean to us to the point where they were just genociding and killing us all the time. So this Galactic Federation, like I said, which consists of Syrians, Greys, Octurians, the Mantis beings, which are the most advanced, the Mantis beings. Literally, I told you they look like those damn crickets, like, you know, Mantis beings. They're really advanced. They're like, did you ever watch Hidden Tiger, Walking Dragon? Just brutalized that title. Anyways, they're just, what I'm trying to say is the Mantis beings are one of the most advanced extraterrestrials, even more than, I would say, the Piladeons and the Syrians nations. Okay, don't hate me. You know, so they're all consisted there. The great humans don't get to, because we're too much, it's like involved. It would be like nepotism. You know, when you have people on town council or in politics and you don't want to hire your daughter as your secretary because it's too much a nepotism. They don't want humans to be in Galactic Race because we're too much part of the mix and we'd be hella nepotistic. So we're not in the Galactic Federation. We do visit though astrally, and they do have a home base within the moon, okay? The moon was made on the planet Jupiter long time ago by a nefarious race, a mean race that wanted to be mean to us. But the star people in the indigenous nations, we all know this as a fact. The moon time is the chance to heal and to feel. It makes us stronger. That's why we have traditional ceremonies to always honor a woman's moon time, and we isolate because that's our sacred time to be with God. And whatever emotions come up, we must heal and feel and go through 100%. That's why I'm saying, when you go through depression, sadness, don't take pills. You might as well go down to the local liquor board and go buy a 2-6 of hard shit and get if you want to really take the easy way out of like your pain and healing and feeling, which we're here to do on this earth is to feel emotional pain, then just go buy some liquor. You might as well. You're popping pills. It's the same thing. Big Pharma, I said earlier, is the biggest drug dealer in the whole entire world, okay? So, my ceremonies, we always were brought up that the lizard people started to get really hella jealous and mean, and bullying, killing us, genociding us, and we were just so naive, and we thought like the Anunnaki was gods. And like, okay, this is how it worked. The Anunnaki, this was 12,500 years ago. The Anunnaki were like the bosses, okay? And then the humans were like second, but they didn't know their power. This is what's happening today. The 1%, those 6 families, you know who I'm talking about, the NWO, I don't even know if I should say it, the Illuminati, the 1% who has control of everything, those 6 families of the whole entire world, are doing that today. They don't want you to know how powerful you are. They don't want you to know that you're God in the flesh. They don't want you to know your talents. They don't want you to be unique. They want to beat you down, put fluoride all up in your body, and keep you stupid. They want you to be a sheep. Sheep led to the death. Sheep led to the stray, okay? That is exactly what the Anunnaki were doing to us when they first made us. They were just like dumbing us down, making us like sheep, not telling us how really truly powerful we really are. Like we're just as equal as them. But they were trying to act like, oh no, we're awesomer than you. We're God. We're better than you. But it's like everyone's equal. We are all of God. We are all God, a little bit of God in the flesh, each one of us. You know what I mean? So yeah, so anyways, so the lizards were like, the Anunnaki appointed the lizard people, which were like 10 feet tall, 12 feet tall, to be our slave drivers. So while the Anunnaki were like the slave owners overlooking, you know, let's just do it to my people, which we had to pick cotton, we were slaves back in the day. Like we were like those people, and then the half-breeds, sometimes the ones that were like mixed hella white, were sometimes able to pass off as being the house helping and stuff like that. So those were the lizards. Let's say the lizards were the house help because they were light skinned. You know what I mean? So, and then the ones that were like owning the land were the Anunnakians. So let's use that metaphorically displaying. So the Galactic Federation, all the extraterrestrials, like, hey, we've had enough. Y'all overdid it. Like, now you guys are at this point where you're overdoing it now. Now you guys are just playing with these people and you're killing way too much of them. So they came down to the Atlantean colony, which is Egypt, traditional Egypt, but I'm going to just say Atlantean colony because it wasn't even in Egypt back then. The Nile was also closer and shaped different. The Nile was also located underneath the pyramid, and it was factioned from water. Remember I said all the ceremonies were done in water? The Nile has just a little bit migrated further. I think it's 10 kilometers from the where the pyramids were. Just like any kind of water, any kind of geographic thing shifts. Anyways, so they came down, the Galactic Federation came down to the Egyptian, us, and said to the lizards, okay y'all, Anunnakis, reptilians, yo, Anunnakians, you gotta bounce. You guys have done enough damage, get out of here, or we'll kill you. What was that off the Lion King when the hyenas show up and they're telling them, get out of here, we'll kill you. Pretty much that's what they said to the Anunnakians, because they're like way powerful. So they were like, okay, bounce, get off this earth. You've done enough damage, you got enough gold, settle down. Hey, I should really check it out and ask where they went, hey? I always wonder where they went. Where'd you guys go? They had to have found another gold planet. No, maybe they mined enough gold and they just went to the 9th planet, and they're all good in the hood now. Man, okay, I'll check that out. I'm so excited to check that out. So yeah, so that's what they did. The Federation came down, they were like, okay, deuce. And as for you, they looked at the reptilians and they were like, you guys too, like, go. So they were like, but this is our planet, why should we leave? No, it's no longer your planet, this is their planet now. And they pointed to us, and we were just in the background like, suck our dick. Just kidding. But anyway, so the lizards were like, well, where do we go? Under the ground. That is where you will go. So leave this planet. Leave this planet. Okay, I'm going to get back to the under the ground. And some of them did leave the planet, because there's a lot of Draconians races that do dwell on different planets now. Lizards are Draconian race. There's a bunch of different Draconian races, just like there's a bunch of different humanoid looking planet. There's extraterrestrials that look like us. I've seen a couple so far. Some of them look like us, like I said. And I'll go back to the ceremonies, indigenous ceremonies, with the teachings that we were taught about the lizard people and going under the ground. So some of them did go onto other planets, the Draconian, lizard, reptilian races, and then others just went underground, okay? So you do find caves, especially in the Grand Canyon or the sides of the coast and stuff, just everywhere in the world, the mounds that do go underneath the ground, and that was because the lizard reptilian race. So my people in the Red Cloud Lakota ceremonies, we were always told about the lizard race and how we made a contract, because they were not being so nice, they were being nefarious and evil and mean to humans, us, and we made a treaty with them. Creator God made a treaty with them. This is what I was told, and the teachings that were passed on from ever and ever since time memorial to my people is we made a treaty with the lizard people, and that was that they stay underground, the people have to stay underground, and the lizard people agreed they would, as long as the humans, us, treated the earth well. That was the treaty we made with them. As the lizard said, as long as you treat the earth well, we will stay underground and we won't bother you. And then the human, like us, in our ceremonies, indigenous First Nations, our treaty was like, hey, y'all gotta stay underground, because you're mean, pretty much, you know what I mean? That was the treaty made. So they said, yeah, we'll keep the treaty, but as long as you respect the earth. So they're coming up like crazy. They got ways, they're coming up like crazy. They've been doing like, you know, holographic stuff. They have advanced technology. They're coming up, and we broke the treaty. We're not treating the earth well. We're genociding, raping the earth. We didn't keep our part of the treaty as humans. So way to fuck up. Okay? We kept the treaty for so long. But yo, with the queen, with the crown, they've been having reptilian genetics since forever. The reptilians are also now located in the Saudi Arabian oil, India, that oil family. They're also in that family, reptilian. Definitely 100%. So I'm going to get further into the creation of humans and all that stuff further down the road. This is just a video I really wanted to come out. My baby calling me at last night saying, Auntie, I don't know what's up, like going through a hard time. What are we here for? You're here because you are God in the flesh. You're here because you're more powerful than anything that you could ever watch, like on Infinity Stones, Disney Channel. Most of the stuff that's coming out is based on true story. It's residual magic. You are powerful. You are gorgeous. You are going to be young forever. You can manifest all your dreams with a little bit of elbow grease, self-belief, and praying to your ancestors. And the time is not up for you. The time is not up for you to achieve any of your dreams. You're God in the flesh. You're a medicine woman. You're a breathing miracle. That is what they don't want to tell you. And that is what I'm here to tell my baby Kelvin. So I love you so much. And thank you for, if you listen to this whole entire video, congratulations. I love you so much. Okay, I love you, and I'll see you next time on Beautiful Love Channel.